Welcome to Books and Beyond with That Guy Jay. I am, of course, your host, That Guy Jay, and let's just jump right into our watch of the day. Today's watch of the day is the Swatch System 51. This is a pretty neat watch. This was actually my first Swiss mechanical watch, and what makes this one unique is that it is fully built by machines. This is not man made at all. It is an affordable Swiss watch. You can see there the automatic movement on the back. It's just a very simple Swatch watch, but instead of the traditional quartz watch like most swatches are, this one is, like I said, an automatic. It's very just simple, a blacked out watch, but I really enjoy it. Now let's just jump into the episode. First, we'll start with where have I been? I have not posted a video in a couple weeks, and it is unfortunately due to the fact that I caught COVID. I released the last episode the first day that I was sick. I was able to edit it despite being very sick, but I quickly went downhill after that. I originally thought I had the flu, but by day 5 of not getting better, I took a COVID test and found out that it was in fact COVID. So, for the better part of 2 weeks, I had a sick household. It was not very much fun. I tried to push through and record a solo episode, but I was coughing so much, I didn't think anyone would want to hear that. I certainly did not feel well enough to get through even a 5-minute episode. But here I am. I am finally feeling better. I'm getting back to posting content on TikTok. I'm trying to get more consistent with that. And I have guests already lined up. I'm going to be filming multiple episodes this week. So the next couple weeks, I will have guests. They won't be solo pods, back to regular scheduled programming. Episodes will be coming out Monday mornings at 8 a.m., like I always shoot for. Now, this has been a bit of a struggle for me. I set a goal for myself to release an episode every week this year. We're only about 4.5 months into the year, and I already missed that goal. How am I coping with that? I'm actually, for the first time ever, doing okay. I am a bit of a perfectionist, and often in situations like this, I would kind of just mentally spiral, kind of give up, and lose motivation since I missed my goal. But I have actually been working very hard for the past year on coming to terms with some of my perfectionism and trying to work through things more efficiently and with a better mindset. One of the things that has really helped me do this is journaling. I haven't mentioned it on here much since the first episode, but I did mention that I might talk about journaling and especially fountain pens. It's funny that journaling led me to another little interest and hobby of mine, which has become fountain pens. I really enjoy fountain pens, and journaling is an excuse to use them every day. And that is something that I do. I journal twice every day. And I thought that maybe today would be a good time just to talk a little bit about my method, seeing how it is something that has helped me get through missing this goal. The way I approach journaling is I actually have 2 journals. I use one that is kind of like a daily calendar. I write down the tasks and goals for the day, and then at the end of the day, I do a little check in. I do something it's called AMWAP, as many wins as possible, and I just write down all the positive things that happened, throughout the day, all of the things that I was able to accomplish, and that way I can carry over any of the tasks that I missed into the next day. My other journal is one that I use for just clearing my mind a bit. I use a method called morning pages, where as soon as I wake up, I try and get right to my journal. And it's just a stream of consciousness. I just write whatever is in my mind. I don't have any goal for the length. I usually end up writing about a page, but it's mostly just to get any thoughts out of my head, any concerns I might have, anything really that's clogging up my mental bandwidth. And then I check back in with this journal as well in the evening, and I do what I call PM thoughts, and I kind of sum up my feelings for the day. And I expand a little bit more on the tasks and things that I could have done differently, or just how I'm feeling about the day. And I found that this helps me relax and not overthink, which I am very good at doing, and kind of frees my brain to actually be able to try and get to sleep at night, because sleep is something that I've always struggled with. I have journaled on and off for years, but it finally stuck about a year ago. I found these methods, and I have been kind of tweaking them to my personal needs and seeing what works and doesn't work for me. Previously, I would journal for about a week or two and then just kind of give it up because I would put too much pressure on it, and I would really worry about what prompt I was going to use and being very strict with the structure of it, but I've gotten much looser with all of that, and I found that it works way, way better. And like I said, this led me to another hobby that I've gotten into, which is fountain pens. I have only budget fountain pens mostly. I have a brand called Lamy. I have their entry level ones. They're anywhere from like $10 to $20 on Amazon, but I find them very fun. I have a small collection of different color inks, and I ink up different pens to use at different times. And it makes writing really enjoyable. I highly recommend, if you do want to try journaling, you don't have to get a fountain pen, but get yourself a nice pen that you enjoy writing with, and it'll help motivate you to want to do it every day. I think journaling is something that can benefit everybody. You don't have to journal twice a day like I do. I think there really is something to slowing down a little bit and putting a pen to paper and getting some things out of your head and taking some of that pressure off of your mental bandwidth. But that has actually helped keep me on track despite missing these 2 weeks. I was really disappointed initially when I missed the first week. And then the second week, I kind of just accepted that this is the way it's going to be. I'm still going to aim to release an episode every other week of this year. COVID was not something that I had on my 2025 bingo card, but I got through it. I'm finally feeling better. It did kind of kick my butt for the first week or so. And then the second week was just a ton of coughing, making it really hard to record. Like I said, nobody wanted to hear that. My voice could not handle it. It's still probably going to be a little bit scratchy after the episodes this week, but that's fine. And other than that, what else is going on? Well, 2 weeks of being sick, I definitely kind of fell behind with my April reading goals. I'm struggling to catch up with that a little bit right now. I probably won't read all of the books that I wanted to this month, but again, I'm just trying to take that in stride and not let these things stress me out the way that they previously would have. Reading is supposed to be a fun hobby, anyways. There shouldn't be pressure on it. It is, of course, great to finish all of the books that you wanted to get to. But if you don't hit that goal every month, that's perfectly fine as well. I'm a bit of a mood reader, anyways. I don't stick to a strict TBR. I mood read my way through life. I just pick up what I feel like I'm in the mood for, which is often why I have more than one book going at a time. I usually have one physical book or on the Kindle and one audiobook as well, and I switch back and forth of those depending on my mood. And now that I'm feeling better, I also want to get more consistent with my content posting, especially on TikTok. I've noticed that ever since we had that 12-hour ban a few months ago, I have not been consistent. That really kind of threw me off. I think I'm not the only one. I have noticed different posting from a lot of people. I really feel like a lot of us kind of had the what's the point subconscious thinking because we don't really know what's going to go on with this app. But I've decided I'm just going to try and put that out of my mind and just get back to posting more consistently. I really enjoyed when I had a daily upload. It doesn't have to be every single day, but I really did enjoy the challenge of coming up with something to film every day and executing that plan. And I haven't been doing that at all. I've been maybe posting once, twice a week, and I don't like it. I want to get back to being more consistent. I have a ton of books that I've read and I haven't reviewed that I would like to review. I have some Watch Wednesday ideas, some collaborations with Watch stuff that I'd like to do. And recently, last Saturday, actually, it was my birthday, and an amazing group of friends on Book Talk came together and helped fund a new camera for me. I've been really wanting to get back into photography, and I have now received the camera. I decided on a Fujifilm XS20, which is a camera that was way above any price that I thought I could afford. But thanks to the generosity of this amazing book community, I was able to get it. I truly can't thank them enough. I have thanked them all, but I will continue to thank all of them. I am absolutely blown away by the kindness in the Book Talk community, and I would like to start posting some photography content as well. The reason I decided on the XS20 from Fujifilm is because it is a very, very capable hybrid APS-C camera. It has strong photo and video features. It's not necessarily the best at either of them, but it is very good at both. I have not shot a lot of video on cameras before. Years ago, I had a DSLR. I had a Canon 70D that I absolutely loved. It was not great for video. It wasn't meant for video. So I never really shot video on it. I only shot stills. I would like to learn a bit more about videography. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really done much of it. This camera has a vlog mode that makes it very simple, but I know that you can get much deeper into the video settings. And I'm trying to learn how to edit better for the podcast anyway. So it would be cool to learn how to edit some actual footage, learn how to do some color grading and things like that. And I would like to share part of that journey on TikTok and all of my socials as well. I've mostly posted book content on TikTok. I would consider myself a book talker, but I have branched out into watch content every week since I don't even know if it's been almost a year now, at least 6 or 8 months. And I've really enjoyed that. And I found that even people who aren't into watches have had a positive response to it and have said they look forward to it, which is very cool. I think some people have said that they would like to get a watch after seeing all my Watch Wednesdays, which is awesome. I think the watch community could always use more people. And now I would like to share a little bit about my photography journey. Despite being mostly a book talker, I try to use my TikTok and my socials in general just to share the things I'm passionate about, much like this podcast. That's the whole reason I started this podcast, was to share my journey into finding my passions again. Because, like I stated in some of the earlier episodes, after my injury for a lot of years, I didn't have any passions, and I kind of just rotted in bed, feeling a bit bad for myself. And I'm very much trying to break out of that. And I think in the last year, I've really done a pretty decent job of that. So, like I said, I would like to get back to my book reviews and my bookish content. I definitely want to do some collaborative watch talk videos, if you will. And I would like to share a little bit about my photography journey and show the ups and downs of trying to learn videography as well. I do have a decent amount of experience with photography. In high school, I was lucky enough to take 2 photography classes, and my high school had a darkroom, so we would develop our own film and we were able to develop our own pictures. It was extremely fun. I loved shooting film, but as a tech person, I do really enjoy the technology that's in cameras. I'm blown away by my new camera and how much the features have come along since my DSLR. I believe there's about a decade between my Canon 70D and the Fujifilm XS20, and it's like night and day how different they are. The XS20 is a mirrorless camera. This is my first mirrorless camera. I'm amazed how small it is while having so many features and so much quality in the sensor. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back to my content, and I am really excited for the guests that are scheduled. I have 2 lined up for this week, and I will have more in the coming weeks. So all of the episodes, at least for the next several weeks, will have guests as well, which I'm very excited about. And also, due to the kindness of the Book Talk community, I received a pretty large number of books from my Amazon wish list. So I'm going to be starting a series on Book Talk with that as well. I'm adding them all to my TBR jar, and I'm going to be trying to pull at least 1 book a week. And the TBR jar will be determining my reading order. I think that'll be really fun. I want to prioritize all of these books that were gifted to me because it was absolutely amazing that people were willing to do this for me on my birthday. I am not normally a birthday guy, so I am still a week later kind of recovering from the overwhelming kindness that I received. This is definitely a birthday that I will never forget. So, again, if any of you are watching, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate it more than I could ever describe with words. It's been an awesome week. It was a really amazing surprise to help get over a rough couple weeks with COVID. But I think that's about it for this week. This is just a quick solo check-in episode. I didn't want to go 3 weeks without an episode, and I also figured I should let you all know where I've been and why I did miss a couple weeks. It's a beautiful day. I think I may try and get outside with my camera and shoot some shots. And then tonight is night 2 of WrestleMania, and I will definitely be tuning in for that. That's something I haven't brought up at all on the podcast. Let me know if there's any wrestling fans out there in the comments below. And as always, thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your week for joining me on Books and Beyond. And I will see you next week with a very special guest. Thank you and have a great week.